You've probably had to study a foreign language at school. Think about that for a moment. Try to remember. Did they really teach you the language? Were you able to use it in everyday situations like buying your groceries or talking about some movie with a friend? If yes, you're lucky. That means you had a good professor or school who actually taught the real-life use of the language. If not, then you can join millions of other people who've had an unpleasant experience with language learning at school, including me. But why does that happen? Why do millions of people all around the world study a language for so many years at school and then aren't able to use it in any way? Put simply, because you don't learn how to use a language at school, you learn how it works. You may have to memorize vocabulary that is not relevant to you and many times is not even used, and conjugations from outdated books by 30 years, and that'll be pretty much it. That's because languages aren't taught naturally there. It's not an environment where you can listen to the authentic part of the language. It's an environment designed to learn specific things in a specific order. You follow an order. That's very important to notice. In English, for example, you'd start with the verb to be, then the present simple and continuous, then the past, the future, and you'll just study harder things with time, which doesn't happen in real life. There's not a specific order of items you have to study so you can speak the language. When you read, when you listen to the language, when you speak it, everything is used at the same time. The auxiliary verbs, the prepositions, the grammatical cases, and the tenses. So I think following an order just complicates your learning and slows your progress a lot. You just gotta take the plunge and immerse yourself fully in the language. Apart from that, having to study things you may not be interested in often takes away your motivation to ever explore new languages on your own. I, for example, live in the Valencian community in Spain, where there's an official language called valencia, which we had to study at school. And I grew up strongly disliking it because I had a very dull experience learning it. We'd have to study accent, writing, and pronunciation rules. And apart from that, we'd be reading poetry from the 20th century and taking exams on it without ever knowing how to write the language even. We didn't have enough vocabulary. Also, I studied German for 2 years, and I was never taught the correct pronunciation, not even by the teacher. So we would just pronounce the words however we thought they should be pronounced according to Spanish logic, which obviously wasn't the best way. I learned lots of numbers, grammar, the cities in Germany, and the verb to be and other verb conjugations, and forgot everything extremely quickly. Fortunately, I do not dislike the German language. I think it's a beautiful language and I will definitely learn it in the future. Maybe it'll be my next one after Croatian, who knows? However, I'm not saying that learning languages at school is completely useless. It may be very inefficient, indeed, but you can still take advantage from it. If you are studying language at school, a language you like especially, the best thing you can do is complement it with your independent learning at home, where you surround yourself with authentic input like TV shows or podcasts, and also reading and try to speaking. You don't need a lot of time. 10 minutes a day of your dead times will do the trick. Use the time when you're walking, washing the dishes, or doing exercise to listen to some podcast in your target language, some video or even music. What's important is that you use the best from both places, your school and home, and in that way balance the 4 elements of language learning with grammar. Hopefully in the future more importance will be given to how people study languages at school and the whole learning system will change. It's such a shame that children have to grow up thinking learning languages is hard and boring, when in reality it's such a fulfilling and fun activity that will open the doors to completely new places and mentalities. Not to talk about how proud you feel when you're able to speak a new language. So remember guys, make sure to complement what you learn at school with comprehensible input at home, and you'll make a lot of progress. And you'll also have better grades in your exams. This is everything for today. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe, and write down in the comments your experience learning languages at school, since I'm interested to know about it. Thanks for watching the video, and we'll see each other in the next one. Bye bye!